How you doing today, guys? This is Mr. Gomez's favorite teacher in the whole world. Today we're going to talk about linear relationships and graphs. So basically, we're going to, like on the previous, some of the previous videos, we're talking about constant rate of change and proportional relationships. This is about the same thing, but now the line doesn't have to go through the origin. So we're going to be able to write from a word problem, write an equation, create a table, and plot those points into a graph. So, for example, right here, we have a word problem that says a taxi charges a flare fee of $5, then $2 per mile. So we're going to create a table, and we're going to plot it, and we're also going to write the equation. So just like at the beginning of the year when we talk about writing equations, this is about the same thing. We're going to be writing the equation, but now we're also going to generate some points, which are your coordinate pairs or your order pairs, and plot them into the graph. So it says, write the equation in the form of y equals mx plus b. So right here, I know that for every mile that the taxi driver drives, I'm going to have to pay $2. And even before, as soon as I get into the cab, they're going to charge me $5, no matter what. So the fee, so remember, you have the y equals mx plus b. This right here is your y intercept. And this is your slope, or your rise over run, which is your y over x. Remember when we talk about constant rate of change? This used to be the k. Now we replace the k with the m. It's the same thing because the letter is just a variable. Okay, so now it's the m. Now let's look at what we can get. So if I'm going to drive to whatever number of miles, I want to know how much I'm going to pay at the end, I got to know how much I'm going to pay per mile. In this case, I already know, $2 per mile. So I know y equals $2 per mile. And I also have to pay the fee. The fee is non-negotiable. You have to pay that no matter what. So the fee in this case is how much? $5, right? So let's think about it. For example, just a little bit. And I need everybody to pay attention right now. If I use the taxi for 3 miles, how much I'm gonna pay the taxi driver?
Six.
Think about it, because you gotta pay the fee no matter what. You have to pay the fee no matter what, right? So you're gonna drive 3 miles. It's $2 per mile, right? That's $6. But what about the fee? What about the fee?
What about the fee?
So before you even get into the cab, as soon as you get into the cab, you have to pay, say, $5, right? So if you get 1 mile, how much you have to pay the taxi driver after you get off?
7.
7, right? Because you're going to pay the fee plus the $2 for the 1 mile. Now if you go 2 miles, 7 plus two more dollars, right? So it'll be 9. For 3 miles, 11. For 4 miles, 13. And you can put in whatever number you want, however number of miles, and you'll be able to get the total. Now, how does this relate to the equation? Now, if I use the value of x and put it right here, for example, y equals 2 parentheses plus 5. If I put in a 0, what's 2 times 0?
2.
0 plus 5?
7.
5. Is that what I have over here?
Yeah.
So this is the number of miles, and this is my total money that I have to pay. What if I put a 1 right here? 2 times 1?
2.
2 plus 5?
7.
Is that what I got over here? That's my y?
Hey.
So you go like that. What if I have 30 miles? 2 times 30? 60 plus 5? 65. So you can put whatever number of miles you want into the x, and you'll know how much you have to pay. Now, let's see how we can plot this into the equation. Now, this graph is blank. Remember, this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. Let's see what happened from here to here. how much did it change? 2. How much did it change from here to here? 2. From here to here? And from here to here, they all change 1, correct? So this is your y and your x. Rise over run. So this is the same thing as y over x is 2 over 1, which is 2, which is the number that we found right there. That's how you get that number. Now this right here, this is the b, which is where x is 0, the number on y is going to be your b. Or if you look at the graph, if the graph is given to you, this is where the graph is going to cross the y-axis. So looking at this, you can come up with the order pairs, right? X, comma, y. So the first one that we have is going to be 0, 5. Next one is 1, 7. Next one, 2, 9. 3, 11, so forth, so on. All we got to do is plot them, right? First, you start with the x. Where x is 0, y is... And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can put in whatever numbers, whatever you want, but keep the scale constant, okay? So I took 2 squares and make it a 1. 2 squares for 2, so forth, so on. For this one on top, I'm gonna start maybe with the 5 right here. And when you see something like this on a graph, that means that the bottom, the first part, is not consistent. Now this is blank for you to use to make it suit your needs. So I'm gonna start with the first number. Right here, I'm gonna have 5. And then I'm gonna do 7, 9, 11, 13. So when x is 0, my y is 5. When x is 1, my y is, what is y? 7, right here, put in the dot. Where x is 2, my y is 9, put in the dot. When x is 3, my y is, put in the dot. So forth, so on. So now you got your 3 dots. Now you don't need these lines. These lines are used to make you see where they go. You don't need these lines right here. Because these are the coordinate pairs, the coordinates that we found. Now all you have to do is trace the line. And look, it crosses at 5, right? Now if I ask you, going back to the previous subject, is this proportional?
Yeah.
Hold up.
What?
Yes, yeah. No, it's not.
Why?
Because it's not going through the, I think it's the axis to...
Origin. Very good. In order for this to be proportional, it has to go through the origin. It is linear because it's a line, a straight line. You gotta be able to recognize those two things. Okay? Now, if you're given the graph by itself, you can fill in the blanks over here on the table. You can also write the equation. You can look at the graph and say, well, it crosses at 5, so this is my B, right there. And then from here to here, it goes rise over run. It goes up, how many did it go up? From 5 to 7. It goes up 2 and over 1. So the rise over run is 2 over 1. So you can also write the equation y equals 2 over 1 x plus 5. Now this 2 over 1, you can just do it like this, 2x plus 1 plus 5. And it's the same thing that we got earlier. You can work this backwards, forwards, whatever way you want to work it, but you should be able to get all the information out of use the word problem or the table or the graph. You should be able to come up with everything back and forth. Any questions, anybody so far?
No.
Well, that's it for today, guys. Have a good day. Thank you.